Hey everybody, welcome to Goshen Prepping. Today we're going to focus more on the border and the immigrants coming across. Northern border too, but southern border specifically and who is coming across. We've talked about this before, but there's even more news I want you to see about this. We need to be ready for this. So we already start off with the propaganda. Unofficial ambassadors. The real reason over 150 Chinese immigrants are illegally crossing the southern border every day. Over 150? Really? That's interesting. Considering last year alone, we've had something like 20 or 30,000 come across as far as Chinese immigrants in the United States. 150 is like an incredibly small number. And that's what we see right here. In 2023, they saw over 37,000 encountered at the border. Wait, what? So where are we getting this 150? I don't know. That's interesting. And that's a staggering 20,000 more since October when the 2024 fiscal year began. In December, there were a whopping 302,000 migrant encounters at the border, making it the highest monthly total ever, over 300,000 in a single month. Now, the 300,000 is not Chinese, it's all kinds of different countries coming in. But either way, let's stick to the China part because we're looking at tens of thousands coming across. And this is the first thing you need to take from this. China's President Xi Jinping believes Chinese living abroad have an, ready, irreplaceable role in advancing China's global aspirations. That's crazy. He admits it. He says it very clear. These are not people coming for a new life, a better life, coming to the American way. No, these are Chinese operatives, so to speak, in the United States, representing China's interest, not the United States. I think we knew that, though. In fact, the estimated number of individuals of Chinese descent residing outside of China is 60 million. China considers them a part of the great Chinese family, a great Chinese family spread around the world as China puts its fingers into everything, including, of course, we see literally an invasion of people coming into our country illegally. And we are all familiar with Texas Governor Greg Abbott said, it is extraordinarily dangerous because, first of all, as you point out, we have people from China coming here. And we also have people on the known terrorist watch list who are coming across the border as well. And so there's extraordinary dangers caused to our country by Biden's open border policy. Yes, of course. The open borders are simply allowing an invasion coming into the United States. And that's just talking about Chinese people. That's talking about Mexican Americans, people coming from Latino areas. But what about Middle East too? What about Russia? What about Ukraine? There's constantly people pouring in. It's incredible the numbers that's happening. And so, of course, we know Abbott is pushing, trying to erect a fence and wall. And it was like 2.5 miles. Now it's up to 5 now. But it's still small, incredibly small in comparison to the size of the border of Texas alone. So what is Abbott doing about this? He is now building a 2,300-bed military base at the border park. Interesting. And it deepens the tension between the state and the federal government. You know what I say about that? Yes, because the state should be in charge, not the federal government. The federal government was always designed to simply just be a unity between the states, the United States, not to be a control over the states. So his idea is this, as opposed to the soldiers being scattered around many different places across the region, they'll be operating now out of one place. That's smart. It will amass a large army in a very strategic area. It will increase the speed and flexibility of the Texas National Guard and be able to quickly respond to crossings. Again, very smart idea. So that's one governor trying to take action, at least trying to secure the border, which, by the way, is the role of the federal government. It's the borders. It's the role of our Department of Homeland Security and also our border guards. But, of course, they haven't been doing their job. I don't blame the guards, the border agents. I don't blame them at all. They're simply just, they have their hands tied because the federal government doesn't want them to stop. They want these people to come in. But just as if we see Governor Abbott trying to stop this, we see other governors loving this, loving the immigrants coming in, including my beautiful state, Michigan. Michigan tries to convince residents to pick up immigrants at the airport, house them, and help them find jobs. Are you serious? And this article calls it like it sees it. Leave it to the Biden administration to let the American people clean up the mess created by its terrible policies. And the state of Michigan has decided the best option is to ask citizens to figure it out. Yeah, seriously, citizens. Coming straight from Whitmer and the Office of Global Michigan. I'm assuming it's Whitmer anyway. She has her hands in everything. Part of the State Department of Labor Economics. They encourage residents to volunteer to sponsor refugees. They're expected to provide support to newly arrived refugees for 90 days, greeting them at the airport, securing and preparing initial housing, enrolling kids in school, helping adults find employment, etc. Now again, Michigan isn't outright asking people to take in illegal aliens just to secure and prepare initial housing. In other words, ones they've approved of, I guess. This blows my mind. How arrogant that they make our borders unsecure and let illegal immigrants, even operatives, that's how I look at it, agents coming to the United States that are here to have nefarious actions. And you know what? But it's okay. Go ahead and have an extra room in your house. Bring them in. They're just lost orphans who are basically are military age, and hold them in your house and house them so that way they can take action when the time comes. In other words, now our house will become what? The host for sleeper cells? That's how I see it. So this whole thing with the border, I see it as being staged. Not necessarily what Abbott's doing. Who knows, that might be too. But this whole thing letting people come in has all been staged. It's all part of a plan, at least the way I see it anyway, making it so America is vulnerable to attack from within. And I'm sure a lot of you do too. But anyways, what do you think about that? Put it in the comments below, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.